There was one interesting incident many years ago. I was in the office. This was really going back about 15 years back. And I got a phone call from a client. And he was the biggest client. And something had gone terribly wrong. And what happened is, it's as if time slowed down. So I am holding the phone here and he's saying what he has to say. And I saw fear arising. Right from the base, it came up. I could see, it was very quick. Like in 1 second it came, but it felt like eternity. It felt like in slow motion I was watching it. And then it stopped here at the heart level. And it just collapsed down. And I put the phone down. And I was shocked because I had never felt this before. And it became so clear to me that so much is just a biological reaction in the body, including fear. And at that time, my understanding was that fear is natural. It's a survival mechanism. So obviously, I was given an input which threatened the survival, in this case, financial, psychological, or whatever you call it. So the fear arose quite naturally, but it was witnessed. There was no involvement in the fear, and it dropped. My understanding at that point was that what would have happened if that fear did not drop down as an energy movement? It would have proceeded onward into the body, into the limbs. It would spread. That is why when they say, fear can paralyze you, I got an understanding of what that actually meant. And what psychological fear does is it stretches and seeps into the physical form, and one gets shaken up, weak, you tremble. That is the extension of what was purely a biological reaction which arises and sets. So that gave me a kind of insight into a lot of feelings which were witnessed as just energy sensations in the body. And I think fear is something which, when it is witnessed, because it's the most intense emotion one feels, at least one of them, fear of someone close to you dying, or fear of yourself dying. But what was astonishing for me was, at the end of the day, it was simply an energy movement in the field of awareness. It was within that awareness that this arose. Or let's say, when you say your heart sinks, you hear something or someone tells you something and your heart sinks, even that is just an energy movement in the body. If one has the grace, one receives the grace to witness that, it suddenly becomes very beautiful in a way, because then it's just pure that, without any stretching of that in the duration of time, which is then extending it into a story. It's just that pure body sensation which is happening at that moment. So that was a very interesting experience for me many years back.